So even Olympic athletes pay the price. I learned that the only way that you're going to get anywhere in life is to work hard. Whether you're a musician, a writer, an athlete, or a businessman, there is no getting around it. If you do, you'll win. If you don't, you won't. And that was Bruce Jenner, Olympic gold medalist in the decathlon. According to John Troop, writing in USA Today, the average Olympian trains 4 hours a day, at least 310 days a year, for 6 years before actually succeeding. Getting better begins with working out every day. By 7 a.m., most athletes have done more than many people will do all day. Given equal talent, the better trained athlete can generally outperform the one who did not give it a serious effort, and usually more confident at the starting block as well as a result of that. The 4 years before an Olympics, Greg Lewis probably practiced each of his dives 3,000 times. Kim Zemeski has probably done every flip in her gymnastics routine at least 20,000 times. And Janet Evans has completed more than 240,000 laps. Training works, but it isn't easy and it isn't simple. You've got to understand that. Swimmers train on average about 10 miles a day. Now, I know what it's like to do a mile. At speeds of 5 miles an hour in the pool. That might not sound fast, but their heart rates average 160 for the entire time. And that's quite a high rate for that 10 hours. Try running a flight of stairs and then check your heart rate. Then imagine running to do that for 4 hours. Marathon runners average 160 miles a week at 10 miles an hour. Consider the workout schedule of Michael Phelps. With 22 medals, the most decorated Olympian athlete of all time, he was usually in the pool by 6:30 a.m. every morning, where he would swim on average at least 6 hours a day. That's around 8 miles a day. He swam 6 days a week, including holidays. In addition to time in the pool, he lifted weights to add explosive speed to his regime, spending an hour 3 days a week lifting weights, as well as an hour 3 days a week stretching his actual muscles. That's dedication. Although most of you are reading this will never become an Olympic athlete, nor will you want to. You can become the world class in whatever you want to do by putting in the disciplined effort to excel in your chosen craft, trade, and your profession. To win at whatever game you choose to play, you need to be willing to pay that actual price. So Paul Bale Bryant once said, "It's not the will to win that matters. Everyone has that. It's the will to prepare to win that matters." So practice specific things consistently. Practicing isn't the thing you do once and you're good at. It's the thing that makes you actually good at it. Many athletes, musicians, dancers, comedians, and other gifted people practice their sports, skills, dance variations, and routines on a regular basis. Dr. Christine Carter, a psychologist at UC Berkeley's Great Science Center, says elite performers differ in their approach in their practice time itself. Not only do top performers practice more than the people of average talent, but they spend hours upon hours in what she calls deliberate practice. Rather than merely plunking away at the keyboard because it's fun, they practice to reach specific objectives, such as to play a new piece that is just beyond their reach. In the beginning, Dr. Carter continues, they may also practice a new phrase or even a single measure again and again and again. So when I was on the treadmill yesterday, I was practicing my breathing technique. I wasn't interested in how fast I was running. I just wanted to consistently breathe through my nose, in and out, to see how my cardiovascular system would grow and cope with that speed that I was running. It's a discipline. You work on one thing at a time. With deliberate practice, it's really pleasurable. It's usually difficult and quite often boring. Yep, I could vouch for that. An elite performer's willingness to practice in his goal-oriented way is what sets the world's best apart from the people who are merely good at something. In other words, they don't just practice for the fun. They practice specific things consistently over a long period of time. Consider this quote from Jeffrey Colvin, author of Talent is Overrated. What really separates world-class performers from everybody else. So, in his book, the reality that deliberate practice is hard can even be seen as good news. It means that most people won't actually do it. So your willingness to do it will distinguish you from all the other people even more. What's more, numerous studies now show that the commitment to practice towards a specific goal is what helps elite performers overcome lack of innate talent or prevail over deficiencies in their physical body. Since consistent practice can actually help to develop a better physical characteristics, such as a perfect pitch, more flexible joints, higher octaves, and other attributes. So legendary violinist, and I'll leave you with this thought, Isaac Stern, was once confronted by a middle-aged woman after a concert, and she gushed, "Oh, I'd give my life to play like you." And he said, "Lady, that I did, and I'll see you tomorrow."